I feel like a lot of the Motown artists that we have talked about were pretty young, though, when they ended up joining Motown, which is fascinating.
That's fair because we've definitely talked about like people joining as kids, people joining right out of high school or dropping out of high school. So that wasn't an uncommon thing, but we're also talking about people who might not necessarily have had the careers that they did had they not taken the chance when they did, especially with Motown's popularity at the time.
Which is insane because, like you said, taking advantage at that specific time meant all the difference even because if they would have waited until they were, no longer minors, it might have been totally different for them. He was picked up by the Spinners, essentially. They added them to his group. Or their group. His group.
That wasn't, like, the end of it. Like,
he
kept getting picked up by different people, kept writing with different people, including, like, probably one of the biggest of the people that he performed with being Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a fair argument, too. Like, I don't feel as though you could talk about Motown without at least mentioning Marvin Gaye.
Right. And Ray Parker Jr. was performing with him by the age of 16.
Mm-hmm. It actually said that he even recorded and co-wrote his first songs when he was 16 with Marvin Gaye also around that time.
And then he just even took off more from there. I mean, performing with Stevie Wonder.
I saw that. Oh my God, I literally fangirled.
I couldn't imagine because Ray Parker Jr. was performing with Stevie Wonder right around the age of 18.
Yep.
So not that much younger than we are now.
Which is insane.
And was already making it big. And like was already performing so well. And I think what's really funny about this. So I'll talk a little bit more about this later because it's a newer documentary. But there is a documentary about Ray Parker Jr. that has come out within the past year that talks a bit about this in the beginning. And what had happened was Ray Parker Jr. was at home in Detroit and got a phone call and picks up the phone. On the other end of the line is Stevie Wonder and he doesn't believe it. So he hung up the phone.
No way. This poor kid probably thought it was like a prank call or, I mean, to be fair, I don't think I would have believed it.
No, that's exactly what it was. He thought it was like one of his friends pranking him because like one of Stevie Wonder's albums was like his favorite and
Aww.
like it'd be like the dream to get called by him, right?
That is actually super sweet.
Right? So he picks up the phone. Stevie Wonder's on the other end of the line. Hangs up.
No way.
Stevie Wonder calls back. He hangs up again.
Why does this sound like an actual movie?
Because wouldn't you?
I would. I absolutely would. My friends are mean. They would totally pull that kind of a prank on me.
That's what I'm saying. So it took a third phone call.
I'm just happy he called the third time.
Right? It took a third phone call to convince him that it was actually Stevie Wonder and that he wanted to perform with him. They performed together on Sesame Street. They recorded an album in LA together. Like, they brought him out to LA to record this album with Stevie Wonder.
I was actually just going to mention that. And I think that move to LA ended up being permanent for him because of how successful he was and how much trajectory he was gaining while spending his time there with Stevie Wonder.
Did you mean momentum?
Sure. And how much momentum he was earning while spending his time there with Stevie Wonder.